my very first video, I talked about China's recent disputes with its many maritime neighbors. China is slowly growing, and is taking the place as the world hegemon, replacing the US. Despite some friction between the two countries, China replacing the US as the world hegemon isn't going to change very much. This theory is called the global hegemon theory. The global hegemon theory is the idea that in order for the world not to descend into chaos, a country with superior military and economic strength will take control of the world and create a world order for everyone to follow, and in doing so, keep the world from descending into one giant war. The first hegemon was the UK, emerging from the aftermath of the Napoleonic Wars. Previous to that, the majority of the state system, housed within Europe for the most part, was almost at constant war with each other. The UK declined and Germany tried to take over. Its rapid economic growth led to military growth, which led to an arms race which ended in war. Germany tried again in 1939, draining most of Europe of all its funds and left America to pick up the pieces of a broken world order. For the past 69-ish years, the US has been the head of the world order, creating things like the UN, NATO, and other such organizations. All this to ostensibly maintain peace in the world. However, if the hegemon gets too self-serving, then the world order will fall apart and countries will try to challenge, like Russia is doing now. With the economic rise of China, it'll only be a matter of time before they challenge the US in a meaningful way. The rise of China will be fought with issues, not unlike the friction that occurred between the UK and Germany. But unlike the rise of Germany, there will be less tension because the US's order is so free and open. This makes it easier for countries like China to rise without any hostility, and the organizations put in place make it difficult for the US and China to go to war. It's not worth it for China to go to war, not only because it's not very monetarily savvy, but because of the many multilateral organizations that are in place. Although it isn't the most effective system, the UN as well as other multinational organizations do try to keep the world from descending into war. China has seemed to work within and even push its own agenda within the US's world order. Overall, China as the hegemon will likely keep the US's order. It's an easy system to join, as well as to be a part of, with minimal violent friction between parties, though that is being tested at the moment. The multiple institutions that have been put in place are only going to serve to foster peace and multilateralism during this transition period.